Hello?
Sorry, I'm over here.
Get your headphones on.
I'm gonna. She's going inside, Courtney!
We have a situation here. It's an interesting one.
Sorry.
Nothing bad.
Okay, getting headphones.
Want to explain the situation?
All right, okay. Well, we like to judge other people. And so we've been judging the poor woman down below in the daycare playground who's trying to start a fire in the rain. A little campfire, I think, so the kids can toast marshmallows. We see she has marshmallows and skewers and a little ring of chairs. And she's just not going about starting the fire right. And all of we woodswomen are up here like... quaking watching her as she squirts lighter fluid on enormous hunks of wood and attempts to light it.
Yeah.
And we're all directing, and Courtney is now taking her down some, I believe some paper, and maybe going to show her how kindling works in
Is
this
she
world.
still out there?
No. I was trying to open the window to shout down to her, but they put the storm windows on now. Dang it.
Right.
Oh. My microphone was up high.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Oh, we're also supposed to say that Courtney gave you misinformation. Usually it's us that gives the misinformation, but she told you all that the DJ get-together tonight was at Babe's Bar, and it's actually not. It's at, what did Todd say? The something Johnson.
No, Arnold Block.
Arnold Block. I knew it was like a random
in Bethel.
name.
It's still in Bethel.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the
I think
Arnold
you go through like
Block
Cockadoodle
is.
Pizza to get to it or something.
Okay, there's some kind of function room.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
They're setting it up with fun things in the function room.
Right.
Right. So that should be fun.
So they're going to take a group picture of all the DJs, and I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, I know my muffler's falling off, so I don't think I can go.
11th hour radio will not be represented probably
tonight.
Yeah,
I'd like to go.
I would too.
My car is falling apart. It's just not safe to go out again. It's for 2 times today.
Every time something happens in the world, it's when I have something else happening. I go for huge stretches where there's nothing, and then it's, oh, look at Courtney's out there.
Is she? Oh, she's waving to us
She's
with
down
newspaper.
below, Courtney.
What? What's it signaling?
She's seeing it's raining.
Oh, I see. Is she still going to try to light the fire?
No, she's taking the paper into the ladies.
Okay.
Good for her. Okay.
Yeah, because she was trying to light, that person was trying to light like a potato chip bag.
And some other things.
Some coffee cups. I mean, it was all she could find. There
goes Courtney. She's waving.
There's no kindling. That's the problem.
There she goes.
There's no trees or forests right here at the daycare center. There's a big parking lot.
They do have some trees, but they're all wet.
Yeah, but you can't.
Look at Courtney. She looks like a little gnome from up here.
Well, she is kind of a gnome.
Look at her little gnome hat that she's wearing today.
Nice. Is your headphone loud enough? Mine's kind of not very loud, but it's okay. I can turn it up just a little bit more there.
What were we saying? Your car muffler's falling off. Yeah, and I don't want to. I have to be at my kids' play, and it's everything that ever happens always happens at once, and I just can't get everywhere.
That's like, that's how life is. Everything's happening, like all your lives are happening at the same time, right? Like your past lives and your future lives and your present life, it's all happening at the same time. So it's just a microcosm of that.
John decided this week that I was some sort of weird French royalty in my last life because I basically want someone to just either rub my feet or comb my hair all day long. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with everything being like really symmetrical. And I tried to explain to him that doesn't mean I was French royalty. It means, because he was thinking of like French gardens and French architecture and my need to be like cared for constantly. But I was just saying, no, that doesn't mean I'm French royalty. That means that I have OCD and I'm a crazy person. But
oh, I see.
His explanation is nicer.
Well, yeah, both could be true.
He was like, you clearly weren't English because English like things to be a little more quirky and asymmetrical, and I like everything like to match on each side.
Yeah.
And I have to like get the picnic table and the garden and everything like mathematically at the exact right angles from the house and from the driveway. I don't like things
askew.
I don't like things askew at all. No.
Yeah, I've noticed your picnic table is perfectly...
I know. Have you seen the 3 that are up by the wedding barn that are artistically arranged in a perfect diagonal from corner to corner?
Nice. Did you measure or just... you
I
could
didn't
eyeball
measure
it?
because, I would have measured, but the problem is, since the ground is not fully flat, you had to shift things a few inches here and there so the picnic tables would rest properly. So it does bother me that they're not exact same distance apart from each other, but they're close enough that to the naked eye, the non-Emily eye, you would not notice.
Maybe you could come up to my place and my generator needs to be leveled.
Well, your place is like, yours is the other direction, which it doesn't bother me because it's like it's shot the moon in creativity. Like, that's different. If things are very purposely askew, then I'm fine
Well,
again.
I don't think my generator's not
No.
purposefully askew. It's
I'm just talking about the aesthetic.
No, this just actually sank into the ground on the left side because it's not sitting on a cement pad. It's just basically sitting in the woods, and it started to sink.
They have nice little flat cement blocks, not like your dad's old, concrete cinder blocks. They have some nice little cement pad blocks now that are flat and thin and easy to carry. You should
Really?
get some. Yes, they have them at Home Depot. I get them for things all the time. They're
Better
like pavers, basically.
Better than rocks.
Yes, because again, symmetry.
We might just jerry-rig this and sort of just put shims under one side, I think, for now.
I don't have to look at your generator, so it's not going to bother me.
No, nobody has to look at it while
as
it's
long as
running.
it functions when we need to cook, like, Christmas cookies and things.
Yeah.
Then it's all right.
Yeah. I've been trying to just get as much solar power as I could lately.
Store it up.
Yeah. I just really maximize. Like, I get out there, and when it snows, I just get that snow off the solar panels as fast as I can to get every little tiny ray of light.
It was so nice yesterday. I actually felt happy with the weather yesterday. I said, isn't it a beautiful, sparkly day?
It was. It was so great to work.
The sun was that beautiful color, that poster paint blue that you usually only see in the summer or on just happy bluebird days.
Yeah,
It was
I did
nice.
have to battle with the snow a little bit.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was trying to work. I was trying to chisel out some plants that had pretty much been covered up by snow and ice. And I thought maybe it would have melted by now, but it was
not when you live up on a hill. We still have
this
snow
isn't
up there,
Barnard.
too. Oh.
Barnard, I thought, but I guess Barnard must have some elevation in certain places. It's a little bit high.
So, yeah.
Because I was surprised how much snow there was.
Is it like pouring rain now?
Oh, it's dripping. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of does look like it's raining. It's supposed to rain.
Great.
Yeah, it's a good day to go to the library. I might go to the library.
I have so much things to do today. I can't do anything.
You can do
fun.
stuff at the library.
I can't. I have to go.
You can think. You can sit and think with a pad of paper. Just clear your thoughts.
I have to think on top of other things. Like, I can't just get to think. I wish I could. That would be wonderful. I have to go back to my sister's, from where I just came, and I have to sew like crazy because I have all these things that need to happen for the play tonight, and I am not done with them.
I see.
But
it's
anyway.
Opening night.
It is. We went to dress rehearsal last night, and I was fully prepared for it to be awful because it's dress rehearsal and they've never really gone through everything all together before. Yeah. And they had a snow day and they had some late starts and early releases and all kinds of stuff. And they have not had the time that they usually have every year to concentrate on the play. And it was great. Excuse me. So I am assuming that it can only get better.
Right. Fun.
Although, you know what? It's crummy, and this happens in everything. Whenever my kid is in something, like a holiday concert or anything, and including this play, he's always, no matter where I sit, ever, he's always in the spot that's the furthest away from me and in the back row, hidden behind people, which I don't understand because my kids, you know how when we were kids, the short kids always had to go in the front? That was a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, that should still be the deal. I don't know if it's not politically correct now or something, but you know what? My kids are short. My kids are short kids. Why are they never in the front row? They're always in the back row, hidden behind someone, so I never can see them or take pictures of them. It's annoying.
Huh.
So politically correct or not, I think the short people should always go in the front.
Yeah.
Just for
that doesn't
aesthetics.
bother me. I'm fine with it.
No.
We could just change things.
Well, you could go either way. You could be considered a short person or a tall person because you're the average person.
Yes. I'm one of those people that can go either way with a shoe, depending on my shoes. So, If I have heels, I can
Yeah.
look kind of tall.
Yeah. I always
And
think
I have
of you as
long,
tall, but
I have
that's
long
because
legs too. So
you do have long
It
legs.
gives sort of the effect of being tall without being tall. Because I'm not tall, I'm short. Definitely, 5'5" is not tall.
It feels tall to me. I was
Am I
5'2".
taller than you?
Yeah, I'm 5'2".
Oh gosh!
But I'm shrinking. Actually, the last time they measured
Oh,
me,
but
I
I'm
wasn't even quite
shrinking.
there. I was like
Hooray.
a little bit below 5'2". So
I see.
my fallen arches have contributed, but who knows? Probably my bones are now crunching down too,
Crunch,
or something,
crunch,
or
crunch.
like whatever happens, your spine compacts, or
Right, just look at me. I'm
I don't know what
perfect
happens.
example of what happens like 20 years on from now. This is it. This is where you end up.
I would be happy to look like you now. That would be fine. That would be
Okay.
good.
Good.
So I'm clearly not going to look that good in 20 years. That's
Well,
obviously an
you'll
option.
look great. You'll look probably just more like yourself than ever.
Super bummed because a couple of my Facebook friends, whom I don't know very well, but are, also fellow artists, and one is the niece of a friend of mine who connected us years ago. She just turned 50, and she looks like she's 25.
Yeah.
Like she's beautiful
It's
and glamorous,
genetic.
and I don't understand.
It's just genetic. It just happens sometimes. Doesn't matter.
But she doesn't have any wrinkles.
But who
And
cares?
She doesn't
what,
have any.
Tell me why it's important.
spots.
Just tell me why it's important. Why is it
I
important?
don't know. I just look at her and I say,
Do you think
"How
she's
can she
getting
look
something for
so
nothing?"
nice? Like life has not given her any smackdown. I know it has. I know she's had a rough life. So why isn't it show on her face like the rest of us?
Well.
Like her skin is like porcelain. She's 50. There isn't a line on her face. How is that? How is that even possible? And she's not a person who has had anything done or where like a lot of stuff.
Done.
I just don't get it, and it is genetics.
Do
and it's
people
annoying.
do people do that in Vermont? Get things.
She doesn't live in Vermont. She lives in New York.
Oh, I see. So she might actually, she might be in a culture that does plastic surgery.
But she just hasn't.
Do people do it here? For
I don't
looks?
think you can
I know-
get plastic
I know-
surgery here.
Yeah, you can. Of course you can.
I think you can get it for medical
plastic
reasons. Like I think you
surgeons.
can get your cleft palate and your club foot fixed around here.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to be like,
No,
"Oh, you
you-
want some Botox
no.
in your butt?" I don't think
No,
I don't think there is any
No,
place in
Dartmouth
Vermont.
does that. They have a whole department of cosmetic surgery. They absolutely do. They do breast reductions.
They take
do.
away. They don't give. I mean, they don't like.
How do you
Breast
know?
reductions are medical because they hurt you, I guess. So I've heard boobs are heavy and they give you a backache or a headache or
Right.
something.
Okay.
But I don't know if they do like, oh, you want to have your
Stretch your
you want me
skin.
to give you a facelift or bigger lips or a bigger butt or I don't
Like
think I don't know if
saw
they do
saw a picture of Jane Fonda the other day, and I was kind of examining her face to see if I could tell what she had done.
See, I just am not familiar enough with those. I don't know how to tell.
Well, just because when people are 80,
Yeah,
they should look like they're 80.
I guess.
So
Although, you know what? I think my dad had plastic surgery on his eyes because we have these what are they called? Hooded eyelids. So as he was getting older, his eye was starting to like
Go
droop
over.
and like
Yeah.
bother him and give him like almost invert his eyelid, like when we have little lambs that are born with inverted eyelids. John has to flip their eyelid around and we put super glue on it. And then by the time the super glue wears off, their eye has
Wow.
grown that
You
way.
wouldn't know that about sheep farming.
Yeah, we super glue a lot of sheep's eyes. Wow. Which seems like really not
See,
a
that's
very
why
good idea.
you're so busy with stuff like that. I mean,
what is with
you have-
nature that you would need to super glue? Like, why aren't they just born with eyes that function?
You just have a lot of extra stuff that you take on, like super gluing sheep's eyes.
And we don't even have like inbred fancy sheep. We just have like your basic happy, healthy, organic sheep, and yet
Right.
they're still born with their eyes like flipped inside out. What's with that?
Yeah. Well, who knows?
Pollution, man.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a vocab word for you.
Okay, what? Did we introduce the show? I mean, give me
Well,
the
you
word and then-
you briefly mentioned what the show was, but just in passing, I guess.
Yeah, you have to be a detective to know. Okay, what?
Susurration.
What?
Have you heard of that before?
No.
It's a vocab. You don't have to spell it. I don't really care if you know how to spell it. I think
I
you
don't
probably
even-
guessed correctly.
Oh, susurration.
Can you guess what it is? It's one of those words that sort of sounds like what it is.
Sounds like what it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Susurration.
The act of sussing.
Well,
What's
it's
no, I
something-
can't guess.
Okay, it's the songs that trees sing in the wind.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Oh.
They're
that's
susurrating. I don't know. I guess it's a verb too, susurrating.
There's a road in Tunbridge called the Squeaky Trees.
Where? Which one?
It's up Dickerman, I believe. And then it's a dirt road off of
Dickerman,
Dickerman.
old Dickerman.
Yes.
Remember we used to talk about old Dickerman?
I think you
and just
did.
like contemplate who he must have been, what he must have been like.
But I like the idea of a
But
road
of
called
course,
Squeaky
trees. But it's not. There's no road sign that says.
Yeah, there
Squeaky.
is.
Really?
Yeah, there is.
It must be one of those new private roads that
I
somebody
think it
like a
is, yeah.
suburban
I don't think
development.
it's a town.
Yeah, I don't
think it's a town sign, but
it's not an old name. But it's
but people
cool.
refer to it in town. I mean, the
It's like-
road crew is like, oh, Squeak.
Yeah.
They do say it. So
it's like Bear Hoot Hollow.
I know. I always see that sign when I come to your house.
Yeah, that's kind of a new.
It says PVT after it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Product.
Yeah, I don't know what it used to be called.
Not
Long
just,
time
not
ago.
Just any old bear can go hoot there.
Yeah, I think it's
private bears.
It's really a driveway. It goes up to two houses.
think
I
it
don't
is,
know
too.
if it was ever a road. It might have always just been like a long driveway.
My eyes have been now twitching for
Yo,
what? Like I've now
Yeah,
mentioned this for the
you
last
did.
3 shows. I mean, here comes the train.
Oh.
Is there like a maximum time that an eye can twitch before you should worry? Do you want me to open the door or the window? Okay, I'll open the
let's
window.
do it.
Here comes a train. Although opening the window is stupid because there's a storm on.
Nice.
Okay.
I think I like the effect with the rain. I think
Was the rain coming over our speakers?
yeah, I could hear it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it reminded me. I've had many recording sessions with that sound incorporated into whatever was going on just by default.
I love the sound of rain when I'm sleeping because it makes me sleep better because my brain reasons that as long as it's raining, I don't have to be doing something else, which isn't true. I mean, I have to do stuff whether it's raining or not,
Yeah.
farming. But as a farmer, you get these ideas in your head like, oh, it's raining, I cannot cut the hay. Oh, it's
Yeah.
raining, I cannot blah, 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 blah.
Catch a break.
So it soothes me thinking that this is an excuse for my brain to just shut down and actually sleep. And so I sleep better
Yeah.
in the rain.
It's nice things like that that just make you feel like everything is okay.
It's just a reason to pause.
You know what else is like that I was thinking? I wanted to do an analysis with you of Christmas lights because Christmas lights give you the same kind of feeling, except instead of hearing it, you see it and you get that feeling like
I love
everything is
Christmas
okay.
lights. Yes.
But what is that?
I don't know.
But what does it represent?
The warm and fuzzies. I don't know
little
what it
lights.
represents. It represents the spirit of Christmas. It represents peace.
But it's not just a mental thing. It actually stimulates something deeper to see little lights all strung together.
It is mental, though, because you've associated it since childhood. Like, if
Well-
you'd never seen Christmas lights, I don't know if you would...
I
probably think they were cool, but I don't know if they'd give you that same feeling of joy.
I think they might, because I think they sort of echo like what human beings essentially are, which is individual little lights all strung together. Like it's an ideal. It's like a vision of spirit. Like
It is.
little spirits. They're all together, and there's something also seeing a light come out of the darkness, right? Like looking
Yes.
at I can't see your eye twitching, by the way.
Okay,
I'm gonna
good.
if I look really carefully, I'll
It's
see if I
not
can
doing
see
the
it.
kind that you would be able to see right now. It's like inner twitching right now. But I'll tell you when it does the outer twitching, which you definitely can see because I thought my sister was going to be polite the other day, and I was like, "Can you actually see my eye twitching?" And she's like, "You can majorly see it. Your whole eye is going like boing, boing, boing." So
Yeah, I think it's okay.
it just makes me look weird. Like I'm a weirdo that has a weird eye twitch.
But you're so interesting to look at that it just adds to the, panoply.
Okay.
Remember? Didn't we have that as a word, like a vocab
you did.
word? Panoply.
But we were arguing over how to pronounce it because I was
Yeah,
saying panoply. And you were saying
Panoply.
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 I don't really know.
Did you know there's a version of Monopoly that has like London names streets from London.
There's a
on
version of
it.
Monopoly for everything. You can actually go online and order them for your area. So you could have like a Tunbridge Chelsea Monopoly with all those things. We have Horseopoly, which are the kids.
Wait a minute. Who would choose the places?
I think you can just select it, and it's
You tell them what to put?
yeah.
Really? Did you ever get one of those?
No, but I know you can get them personalized. And there's Monopoly for everything. There's Monopoly for every fad that's out there. If you're a really big fan of the show The Simpsons, you can get Simpsons Monopoly. You can get Lord of the Rings Monopoly. You can get any kind of Monopoly you want.
Wow.
So your announcement does not startle me at all.
It defeats the purpose of Monopoly a little bit, doesn't
I
it? Because it's
know, I
supposed to be
I hate that game.
what
I
it
hate
is.
it. Hate it with every fiber of my being because it goes for hours. It's really boring. It's full of fake play money. And
Well,
I don't know why my kids like it. It's so boring.
Well, because somebody always gets ahead, and then that's what people
Someone
are.
steals from the bank whenever anybody else goes to the bathroom.
Yeah. So there is that feeling that people enjoy that feeling of winning a game. And when I was growing up, I was always, because I was the youngest, and so I always lost all the games. I was just used to losing. So, so I really understand the feeling of winning from having lost so much.
I won a couple rounds of Connect 4 last week, and I was pretty proud. But
yeah,
Monopoly, it just does not do anything for me. And I don't mind the horse version because you can buy different breeds of horses.
Yeah, I think Monopoly is really just about hoarding wealth, basically, right? So what's fun about that?
Ira also loves to play the game of Life, which has like the little cars, and then it has like the blue and pink people that you can stick in the little cars. And
we used to have that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
But it's very annoying because he's at the like age where he hates girls, sort of, except for his best friends who are all girls.
What grade is he in?
7th.
Okay.
But he's young. He's a young 7th.
Okay.
And so he will, spin the dial and he'll land on that he got a wife or something, but he always makes her ride in the back seat, not next to him. In the little cars.
Oh, that's funny.
So.
Okay, we have to go to a song.
Okay.
We're going to go to South of the Chelsea Line.
I love this song.
I know you like this. This is the Cousins Project.
I might have to actually even listen for once.
Here we go.
If you're riding the road tonight, south of the Chelsea Line, chances are the moon is bright. Windows down and the air is rushing in. South of the Chelsea rim, silver rain soaking your skin. How did we make this? What drives this love so strong? I have been waiting, yes, I have been waiting so long. If you're staying with friends tonight, south of the Chelsea Line, I just hope that they treat you right. 'Cause every window and every floor south of my Chelsea door is a place where I'll come to shore. Oh, how did we make this? What drives this love so strong? I have been waiting, yes, I have been waiting so long. If you're coming up north tonight, from south of the Chelsea Line, every fire will be shining bright. Oh, where will we take this? I can't believe it's wrong to reach beyond our dreams, far beyond.
That was the Cousins Project. And that last...
Do you ever call him Stevie?
No.
You only call him Steve?
No. Did you notice the symbol at the end? The symbol, what do you call it? The ride symbol thing. What do you call it? Splash. It's like a splash. I think of it as a splash. That's Jeff Berlin. Splashing.
Nice. Splashing.
Local boy.
Jake Burton died. I'm super sad.
Yeah, I didn't know him, but he looked like a nice guy.
He was so nice.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know him well. I've only just met him a couple times, but he wouldn't remember who I was. But I loved his company. That was a good company. Like, that was one of those companies that just did good stuff. And there are so few of those out there. Did really good stuff and was successful. Usually you can only be one, you know?
Well, he got super big, so he was a good company for being as big as he was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of small businesses that are pretty nice around here, you know. But
it's just that, like, to be successful on a worldwide level, you usually have to do some shady shizzazz.
Yeah,
like, I mean, you gotta...
It's hard to avoid that shady shizzazz.
And I gotta say, he, like, stuck to his guns and was a good dude.
Good.
His company was good.
Yeah.
He had
Neil Young sorry, that didn't come out right. Neil Young quit Facebook. That's not really a tongue twister, but somehow. Try to say it fast 3 times.
Neil Young quit Facebook. Neil Young quit Facebook. Neil Young quit Facebook.
That's a new tongue twister for us. Brought to you by 11th Hour Radio.
I didn't even know Neil Young was on Facebook.
Yeah, I guess he was on Facebook. You know, you'd think that he'd hire somebody to do it to his Facebook page, but some of these guys actually do. You know, they do their own social media. Like David Crosby's on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he responds to people pretty much.
That's
you know,
cool.
You might have a little chit chat with him.
That is really
on
cool.
Twitter if you want.
Well, I don't blame Neil Young for quitting Facebook. I mean, if I didn't kind of need it for certain reasons, like, I would quit it.
Yeah, he did it for political reasons. He doesn't like how Facebook is taking certain conservative political stances,
I don't either, but it's got me over a barrel a little bit.
Right. Evidently, Facebook supports the Federalist Society, which is mainly there to put conservative judges into the court system. So.
Ew.
Anyway, whatevs. We used to say that a lot. Whatevs.
I know we did.
I made my bookmarks this week. It was so exciting. It's the most soothing activity for me, and I really streamlined it. It only took me 2 days. Sometimes it can go on for weeks.
Yeah, but you like it when it takes a long time.
Well, yeah, I can't afford to this year, so I had to streamline, which I did. I got 6 bookmarks to a piece of like 8.5 by 11. And I used old manila file folders. Mm-hmm. Like I ripped them in half. And that was nice and stiff.
Yeah.
Really good for bookmarks. And I also used last year's roll of laminating plastic. Usually I have to buy a new roll, which is $80. Oh
my God.
Yeah, so I got away cheap. Really cheap.
That's super sweet.
And I had all these great flowers pressed. I had pressed pansies.
Oh.
Just from, I had some in pots and they just kept, if you deadhead them, they keep making pansies.
They do keep going.
So I had 1 million pansies, and I had Johnny Jump-Ups, and I had delphiniums.
Nice.
Yeah, so you'll be getting some bookmarks.
Good. Good.
I know you guys.
You should have put them in the holiday market. I
tried.
I
tried. They were rejected.
Oh, okay,
yeah, they're too funky, I guess. They have high quality standards.
Your music and stuff in there because I put some stuff in there too. Yeah. And she said you're going to come in and do a signing. That's cool. She told me I should come in for an artist day, but I didn't know What?
Oh, I wish we
what-
could do it the same day, but
Well, I said I would come with you maybe just to provide moral support.
oh, that'd be fun.
But I don't have anything to do with my craft that's in there. I make scrunchies. What am I supposed to do?
Could you make scrunchies there in your lap? Is it
I
a
would
sewing
need a
machine?
sewing machine.
I see.
So I just don't. I don't.
Well,
I don't
you could
see
do
what
some
I could
other
do.
craft.
I guess.
Think something else.
I could just wear lots of scrunchies all over my body and just hop around.
You could have like those aprons that have a million pockets and just have different scrunchies. What do they call that? They have those like clown. Well, I don't.
No,
I'm
the
not
people
going to
that
say the C
have
word.
like all the watches
Clown.
in their
Clown is
jacket.
the new C word.
Clown is the new C word. What are the people who have like the watches, the knockoff, like Cartier and stuff, watches in their jackets?
Oh, like exposing themselves by opening up the
No.
trench coat, and then they have all these watches that they're trying to sell you on the streets in New York.
Yes.
Is that what you're
Yes,
talking about?
That is what I'm talking about.
That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about
themselves.
Waldorf school fairs where,
Oh, Pocket Man.
yeah.
You're talking about Pocket
So I'm
Man.
saying you could be Pocket Man.
That was creepy, actually, because it was like, oh, you pay Pocket Man and you reach into his pockets that are all over the front of his body and you take something out.
But it's you. It's not.
I know. And Pocket Man was always somebody perfectly normal, but it just kind of freaked me out. The idea of Pocket Man seems a little...
Well, it's a little bit too close to a clown. Just a little bit too close
Also,
for comfort.
I don't like when things are named like really dumb, obvious.
Pocket Man. That's like
Like-
Rocket Man.
Well,
Elton John's a little scary.
call it something else.
Like what?
Yes, I see that has pockets. Give it a better name. than
Apron
Pocket
Man. Little Treasure Man.
No.
Scrunchy Man. No, think of you can think of a name.
I'm just saying, like, I just don't like names. Like, you don't
What?
I don't know how to explain it. Pocket Man is not a good name.
You just think it's too boring.
It is boring.
It's boring.
It's like when you're 3 and you name all your stuffed animals just like what they are. And everyone kind of makes fun of that later.
Like Bear
yeah, I had Bear.
or
I had-
Teddy. Well,
yeah.
Teddy's once removed because it's
True.
a bear. It's not
True.
like Bear.
Yeah.
Or Dog.
But I literally
You
had...
don't call your stuffed animals like Dog and Bear. Who does that?
I did. I
What?
had Pink Elephant. I had Hippo. I had Bear.
I had like Sparky.
See? That's right. Good. But
I had King.
Pocket Man is equivalent of calling your...
Okay, how about
Bear.
Pickpocket Man? Because you actually do get to pickpocket
That's a
him.
little more
You have to
creative.
pay to pickpocket.
Oh my God, I'm so itchy. I have to stop taking hot showers. This is ridiculous. My skin is just going to peel off of me soon.
You should go to this hotel in Japan. You pay $1 to go. Do you know why it's so cheap?
Why?
Because they
Leeches? They just put leeches on you?
No, you have to
Little
agree.
minnows
You have
eat
to
your dead
agree.
skin.
You have to agree to be live streamed in
fine.
your room.
Whatever.
But it's a cheap lodging as long as you're willing to be live streamed because they have a YouTube channel where they
What do
just
they
have
wanna
live
watch?
streams of the guests.
Why?
And if-
Who cares? Like,
because that's YouTube is a really weird place where people just like the people that like to hear like the sound of people chewing. And there's YouTube channels devoted to the sounds of people chewing.
So this is just a voyeur channel.
Yeah, and
It
if
sounds
if
a little
there's-
pervy.
It's a little pervy. And if there's nobody in the rooms, then they switch to the manager's office, and you get to watch him, stuffing envelopes, and
Wow, what a new low.
that's our world.
Yeah, I don't really.
Well, Mercury's.
I don't care if it had to go someplace else and just they watch. I don't really care. They can if I get a cheap hotel room, but
So you do
I'm
it.
not gonna go all
You
the way
do
to
it.
Japan.
It's not in the bathroom, so don't worry about that. Or at
Yeah,
least
I
they
don't
say.
care.
But would you actually trust them? I'm not sure I would. I'm not sure I would.
I don't really do anything all that interesting in the bathroom either, so I really don't care.
So
I mean,
does okay.
I don't
I'll
care.
get you the address.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to Japan.
No,
though.
I know, not unless you could walk, right?
Yeah, I'm
we
not
could
gonna
walk
fly.
to Japan. We could try.
We could.
We
try.
could do so. If we had 7 years just to goof off, we could walk around the
I
world.
feel like I saw a map somewhere online of what the world is going to look like after global warming really gets its hands on us a little bit longer, and it was California doesn't exist anymore. Most of Florida doesn't. It was just showing you what water
the
was going
water.
to cover.
Yeah.
But it was
kinda
also
cool.
following like the way the tectonic plates are going to be moving and things like that.
Sure.
So every place had far less surface and land than it did before.
Yeah. I
You
don't know how.
Vermont was fully coastal. Vermont was actually pretty safe. high enough.
Well, Lake Champlain, I don't know.
Right.
Is that going to get bigger?
The Mississippi River had turned like
Like an
17 times
ocean.
as wide and cut almost our country
Yeah.
straight in half into two little clumps. New Zealand of all things had gotten bigger because of the way the plates were moving. It was going to rise up. But, and a whole bunch of a huge island kind of off the coast of where Florida used to be will be popping up, and they've renamed that Atlantis. Huge though, giant,
Yeah.
like bigger than all Florida.
Antarctica might be like really huge.
I'm just
Actually,
saying where things are popping and moving and going.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a nice little land bridge
boy,
eventually back
it's anybody's guess, isn't it?
back to Japan.
Yeah. Listen to that truck.
Jake brakes, man.
What are Jake brakes?
Jake brakes are those loud things that you're hearing right now.
That's
that,
what brakes?
yeah. And they tell you if you go drive through like a fancy town, like Woodstock or something, there's signs at the beginning of town saying that the use of Jake brakes are not allowed because nobody
Really?
wants to listen to that.
I never saw that. You don't want to listen to that in a little ferry book town. You don't want to hear a Jake
No.
brake.
And it's particularly in the evening, they say they're not allowed.
I had no idea that was going on.
Yes, goes on.
That is so snotty.
I know.
We have some snotty towns.
Yeah, and I think you often can't get good cell reception in snotty towns because they don't want to look at the cell towers anywhere, which I don't really want to look at cell towers anywhere either, but I also would like to have decent cell reception. So,
The one in Bethel is a little, what do you call it, imposing.
Yeah.
You know, up on the hill there.
Those
Doesn't
stupid
look
giant
very
trees
nice.
that they made for a while, though, did
Yeah,
not,
that was
did not
dumb.
look like trees because,
That made
I mean,
me mad.
okay, if you did it out west someplace because they looked like enormous sequoias, like, this is Vermont. Think a little. Do we have enormous sequoias just growing solo on the sides of
Right.
hills?
Would you
Not
rather
really.
look at some like huge tree that doesn't really exist naturally, or would you rather look
It's
at a
just
cell
still
tower?
It's still obvious that
Yeah,
it was a cell
it's kind of
tower.
pretty
Like,
stupid.
at least make it be an interesting sculpture or something so we could be like, oh, look at that beautiful sculpture and not really think about the cell town.
I
tower
know.
thing.
I know.
What came of, I thought they were putting them in all church steeples or something.
Well, let's hope not. We got to fight that.
What?
Well, we got to fight 5G,
What's 5G?
which is the next generation of microwave technology coming your way.
They're putting the
not
fiber
good.
optics up my road right now.
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, it comes through a
Lucky
wire.
you. Good for
Well,
you.
I don't know if they're going to go up my road. They're at the bottom of our driveway.
That's close.
But
That's
they
promising.
may just be like, not going up there.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
So Mercury is out of retrograde.
God. 'cause
Which
I
you know
hate,
what?
Does
Well,
that mean it's going to be better now?
Well, it just means that everything is your own fault again.
Because you know I hate November.
Because it's not. You can't blame it on Mercury
and
anymore.
I'm just holding on until this month is over because November is
Yeah.
the month that the bad things always happen, and I am just
Well, you should
need
join. You
a
should
few more
consider.
days of
There's
safety.
There is a group, like a support group that you could join called the Pluto Transits Support Group,
Oh, really?
which is it's to help you pass through these very intense Pluto transits.
It's mostly
that
just
make you
November. I hate November.
Well, this is exactly it because you're questioning your sanity, right? I mean, I know
No.
I am.
I feel like the natural order of things is that bad things must happen in November.
That's
And
your
it's
that's
true.
your belief system.
No, it's
We're
it's
al-
lots
you're
of,
almost
it's,
through.
It's factual.
We're almost through.
Like
We're so
animals,
close now.
usually, if they're going to die, are going to die in November. People, if they're having health issues, are
Yeah,
going to die in November.
you're planting that seed now for
No,
other people to
no.
suffer just like you.
No, the Native Americans believed it too.
No, it didn't.
Yes, if an animal has like an issue and it knows, it's instinctual,
Well,
and it knows
to
that the
die
winter is
before
going to be very
winter.
hard for it.
That's
so
different.
they give up and they die.
Oh, I see.
And people internally will do the same
Well,
thing.
let's just not do that. Let's not do that.
I'm not advocating it or anything.
Well,
I'm
let's just
saying
really
I believe in it.
like shift this whole tidal wave.
Okay.
You know, because I want things to get better, like now, or
Well, it's
even
almost
yesterday.
done. The month is almost done. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, we have about a week to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to stay
I will
positive.
be perfectly fine once it gets to be December. December is Christmas month. And,
Well,
and I
just
love it.
wear your favorite pants. Like I got to wear my favorite pants yesterday, which were the flannel lined Carhartts that I
yeah.
have.
Those are
They
nice.
have this beautiful flannel. It's like
They do.
there's so many different colors of flannel, but these are kind of brownish. It's brown pants to begin with, and then the inside is a kind of brown flannel. And it's so cozy. And I stayed outdoors all day yesterday working.
I ordered all these leggings that have fleece lining. And they're nice, but they're itchy because they're made of something fake.
A little
like
itchy.
Plastic, probably.
Yeah, plastic. Yeah, you don't sleep under plastic like I do.
I did, but I just quit like last week. Well, it's not plastic. I don't know
It's
what the problem
oil.
is.
It's oil.
No,
it's
I had
not
a
plastic.
beautiful
It's oil.
down-filled comforter, but it made me sweat so bad every night that I would get in bed freezing cold, like freezing cold, and then wake up drenched with sweat.
That's because you're in your 40s. That doesn't have to do with your down comforter.
But that's been happening for years. But I switched to cotton this week because our wood furnace is on, and that makes our room a lot warmer, so I don't feel the need to have that big heavy thing on anymore.
Right.
And I haven't been sweating as much at night, so I think that
Good.
was
So the
trick.
cotton is a good
I
solution.
guess it breathes better or something.
Yeah, I know. I need to find
big
something
comforter.
better than the oil-based
Sleeping
blanket.
bag thing.
Yeah. Well, I have the sleeping bag underneath me, and then I have I don't know, it's kind of like a polar fleece blanket. It's not, it's just a really,
It's the fuzzy kind that feels like a horse nose, right?
no.
That thick pile velvet stuff.
That would be nice. I mean, it would still be made from oil, though.
The kind that they always have on motel beds.
No, I wouldn't have that. It's not that bad, but it is something that one of my kids brought home from an apartment that they used to live in. You know, they would bring home stuff sometimes that wasn't theirs,
Yeah.
and I would end up with it. And I just like the blanket because it's huge, so it doesn't slip off the couch.
Yes.
You know, like covers, it could cover 2 or 3 couches all by itself.
Cool. Yeah.
So, but it is made from oil, so that I don't know. I just don't feel great about it. It's not like Christmas lights at all.
No.
It doesn't give you that feeling of like upliftment. No. You feel like you're, I don't know, doing something bad really when you go to bed and you pull it up over your body. But anyway, we have to go to another song, I think.
Oh. I will take this opportunity.
Yeah, so you can itch. You can itch for
just
the
itch
next 5
myself.
minutes. Okay.
I'm going to take my boots off so I can have better access.
All right.
for
This
itching.
is Elric Walker, who I always say is like my favorite musician, who I haven't met, from Vermont.
Ooh.
Or new. No,
Elric.
maybe
I like
he's
that
from
name.
maybe he's from Massachusetts. He might be from Northampton or somewhere.
Okay. Play it.
Okay, here we go. It's called "Are You the One?"
When we touched, it was like the earth was shaking. Your kiss was like the 7 seals breaking. There was a choir of angels, I swear the dead were waking. While the dew dropped from my brow as you led me into God's green field, I heard oracles, saw mysteries revealed. Oh, my eyes were opened, my wounds were healed. Though I confess that I don't know how. Baby, don't leave me here to wonder. I've seen the lightning, now I'm waiting for the thunder. Should I go with you, or should I run? Tell me, baby, are you the one? I don't know if you were heaven sent. Might have all been just some kind of divine accident. Oh, but the towers fell and the veils were rent. I knew I'd never be the same. If it was right or wrong, I just couldn't say. Can a heart that loves also betray? Did we eat forbidden fruit? Did we go astray? Then why don't I feel any shame? Baby, don't leave me here to wonder. I've seen the lightning, now I'm waiting for the thunder. Should I go with you, or should I run? Tell me, baby, are you the one? Now I've tried to steer clear of temptation, to be watchful and to wait. Is it just my imagination, or have you come to seal my face? There's a lot of people these days wearing false faces. It's easy to confuse the furies with the graces. You gotta look below the surface, cover all the bases, and watch for the robbers and thieves. In a world where nothing's sacred anymore, where there's locks and chains and guns behind every door, you look like that somebody I've been looking for, that somebody who still believes. Baby, don't leave me here to wonder. I've seen the lightning, now I'm waiting for the thunder. Should I go with you, or should I run? Tell me, baby, are you the one?
That was Elric
Ow.
Walker. What are you
Sorry.
doing over
I
there?
don't know. I was trying to put my feet up on the table.
Be
and
careful.
I missed.
You could have knocked over my tea.
I know. I'm glad you have the lid on it.
Yeah.
I saw it rock a little as I clobbered the table.
That lid doesn't really do anything except,
I know.
you know what I'm
Just makes
saying?
it come out a little slower.
Right.
So potentially you can make a dive for it when it goes over, and only a little bit will glug, glug, glug out the hole.
Yeah.
You know, part of this itching may be that my leg hair has gotten so long that when I wear tight things, it just gets kind of doesn't have its freedom.
That's a winter kind of phenomenon.
Do men have that all the time?
You'll have to ask the hairy ones. I don't know. Probably with
But I
certain
guess
socks.
they don't wear like tights and knee socks as much as probably women do,
Probably not.
or some of them don't.
Yeah. Should we have a personal growth segment?
All right.
Okay. I have family angst. Like, the question is, have you ever been in a situation where people in your family think you're crazy?
All the time.
Yeah. So how do you feel? How do you deal with judgments from other people who are close to you? What do you do?
I don't
Just
know.
feel bad?
My mom doesn't like that I overshare. Like, that really makes her upset, and she thinks that
Like
I'm
now?
like ever.
Yeah, but she won't listen to it,
No,
right? So
she
she
doesn't
won't. She
listen
won't
to it.
hear
It'll
this.
be
Thank
fine.
goodness.
So I often feel guilty, or I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and I don't think I am not. I'm not. This is just the way that I am, and it's the way that has worked for me, and it's continuing to be the way that I feel like I want to be. So I'm like, I don't really see the problem in it.
Yeah, but occasionally it makes you feel bad, or makes you
Yeah,
feel a
well,
little
it
bit
makes me feel like
ashamed, or question
It's
yourself.
sad that
or
your mom wouldn't be like proud of you. Instead,
proud of how
they're
you
ashamed,
are.
Yeah,
like
of your
like
personality.
like that's such a cool thing about you, Emily, is that you overshare, and it's really pretty
I
fascinating.
mean, I
And-
guess it's not a cool thing. I get that it's not a cool thing, but I wish it wasn't such a bad thing.
But wait, we didn't decide it wasn't a cool thing. That's what she thinks.
No, but I think generally probably people don't love it. I don't know.
I think it helps some people to step up and share.
My people,
You know, if
my
you're
people,
oversharing-
the people that I love and the people that love me like it. Like, you're
Yeah.
mostly okay with it. I don't.
Yeah, I'm totally
you're not
okay with
like,
it.
Shut up about your overlong leg hair or whatever.
No, I mean what I can't stand is when people don't communicate.
Yeah, that's weirder to me.
That drives me to total insanity when people that I
would rather
care
have
for
full on brain exposure of a human than never know.
Yeah, and that's
I'd like to weed through their information myself instead of not getting any.
Exactly, and when you overshare, there's sometimes things that you're thinking through, and you might change your mind about something that you said, and it's all out there.
Yeah, it is.
It's all out there in a big, lump. But at least it's all out there, as opposed to people having like a million secret thoughts that they just don't share for some, on some principle that, they have to protect their hoard of thoughts from the, as if you were some kind of barbarian who is trying to storm their fortress.
Yeah, I just don't understand that way of being. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I could just try to be more secretive. It feels secretive to me. I don't know. Not saying what you're thinking or how you're feeling or what just happened or whatever, to me feels like dishonest in a way. Like it feels to me like lying by omission about yourself instead of just being like, yeah, people don't need to hear every little detail about some stupid thing that happened. In my head, to me, that feels like, of course they do. They can't know you otherwise. Like it's like a disservice to the people in your life if they don't know you really.
Yeah.
But that's not how I don't think most people think.
Well, you have to, if you're always trying to anticipate how somebody is going to react to what you say, that's what I err on the side of.
Yeah.
If I think somebody's not going to receive or really want to hear what I have to say, I will self-censor.
Yes.
So I do probably
do that a little.
Yeah, I think you do to some extent. I mean, in our creative lives, we certainly don't self-censor because that's part of who we are as creative individuals.
The point of creating,
but
if it's
out in life, it's a little bit harder to get away with it.
Agreed.
So, yeah, but yeah, I think there's people in my family that sort of think I've gone nutty, really. I mean, partly in different ways because I've lived alone now for so long that I've gotten into a lot of researching and reading about the government. And so I have really unusual views on politics and so on. And
you're the one at the holidays who's like, here's the conspiracy theory about this.
Right. I think I am viewed as a conspiracy theorist, but I don't generally spew it. I spew it out a little bit with my kids, but I don't want to freak them out because some of it is pretty controversial.
Yeah.
I just reject the whole idea that something is a conspiracy theory. It's a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something's a theory until it's proven.
Conspiracy doesn't actually really need to be added to that.
No, that's just a put down at this point. But if you actually research and you have ideas about how things are, that's not a conspiracy. That's just like, well, I've looked at a lot of evidence and this is what I think is going on. And so, there's a lot of evidence out there of nefarious activities.
Clearly.
That you have to dig a little bit.
Anyone who thinks there's no hidden nefarious activities going on has their head under.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm combining two. Head in the sand or lives under a rock. I was combining two.
Yeah.
Either
lives with their head under a rock is what you were trying to say, which would kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
You might know what I was talking about.
Or kill two birds in the bush. I think we should consolidate. Right.
Gross.
Yeah, I know. It's gross.
I saw a really horrible, horrible picture before I came here.
Oh, great.
That I was sewing really fast at my sister's because her sewing machine doesn't gum up and make me swear as much as mine does. And my sister was scrolling through her phone across the table from me and keeping me company while I was sewing.
Oh.
And she said, "Look at this." And she turned her phone toward me, and it was a ginormous hippopotamus with a baby hippopotamus in its mouth being crushed. And the mother hippopotamus was behind it, like, freaking out. And it said because hippopotamuses they're going extinct, but they're being crunched down to, like, areas of overpopulation. And male hippopotamuses are usually not aggressive to youngsters, but this hippopotamus came and stole this woman hippo's baby and just crushed
Oh
it.
man,
And they posted this picture on the
sounds
internet, and you could see the little baby like screaming in terror, and it was horrible.
This is
And
like gerbils. You know
was-
how terrifying having gerbils can be?
oh, they are mean little. They
yeah.
have,
I mean, you can just la-di-da. You're going along just fine with your gerbils, and then one day you wake up and
they've,
there's
like, eaten
like
each
some
other.
are missing.
yeah.
And you're like, I didn't let them out.
What the
You know,
hell?
so put two and two together.
I just don't.
Stuff happens.
Nature is
Stuff happens with
terrifying.
gerbils.
I know. I just
Nature is
sorry. I
terrifying.
didn't mean to bring everyone down about that.
That's okay. Let's bring them back up.
Okay.
I have inspirational quotes always
yeah, I
handy
think you better
on
give
my
them to me because
pad.
I just
Okay.
upset myself now.
Okay, here's an inspirational quote about ships. I know you know this one.
Okay.
That a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for.
Man,
Got it?
whenever I go out sailing, I always request that we stay within sight of the shore just in
Okay,
case.
well, all right.
Which is stupid because sometimes inside of the shore is still miles away, and I clearly can't swim, the 13 miles to the shore, but I just feel better when I can see the shore.
Well, okay, how about this one? I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship.
Yeah, but you know what? The storm negates
Go ahead,
any
bring
of
us down.
any of your skills because Mother Nature is bigger than you and your skills.
Okay, how about this?
Okay, try another.
Compassionate towards yourself. Is that a word? Compassionate?
It is now.
Okay, compassionate towards yourself. You reconcile all beings in the world.
What? I'm not making a ton of sense out of that one.
Well, actually, I took it out of context. It's from it's from Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, the Tao.
Oh.
It's just saying if you're compassionate to yourself, you basically reconcile all beings.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, a little too far afield, a little too abstract.
Do you have a better? Do you
Let's
have
go
another?
back to ships. Ships
Okay,
are more
all right.
easily graspable. I sail the seas of life as the master of my ship. Like that one?
Okay,
No.
some basic ego
Okay, you're
boosting
not into
there.
ships. It's fine.
No, I actually love ships a lot.
We have 2 minutes left of the
Oh.
show. Yeah, 2 minutes.
For real?
What do you want to do for 2 minutes?
We could probably actually introduce the show officially because we did.
Okay, and thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsors, Howville Farms and Tunbridge Grease Collective and
Rivendell Restoration, and no, we're missing Mountain Folk.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
Concert
doing
series.
shows now, but I used to be able to tag him on Facebook, and I'm not coming up with a tag anymore.
You know, Facebook is screwed up. There's a bunch of people that just won't tag. They won't tag. Like they must have accidentally.
Are they pages
hit-
instead of personal?
No.
personal?
Some people like I will go and like try to tag a whole, like a soccer team picture with everybody's moms
Yeah.
or whatever, and a bunch of them whom I know I'm friends with just don't.
Strange.
The tags won't work. So some people must have settings where they don't want to be tagged, just in case it's
Or they have
a
to-
picture with you chewing
Oh,
with your
I
mouth
know. They have
open
to
or-
review the tag, and if they
but it
don't
won't even let you.
But sometimes they don't realize that they have things to review for
Right.
tags. Because I get those. And I sometimes...
Where I was king, no cotton gin, before the gasoline motors and our fields grew in, before I was a kid, born with dreams to look in. That's when the train would come in. With her strong heart still beating, by the Nebunosik Trail to Chesham Station. When the looms turned by the Harrisville waters, and the weavers were the daytime dance callers, but we'd lost the last chance to dance with our so-cokey fathers. When the train would come in, with her strong heart still beating, wool flannel cloth to Chesham Station. We were the brown earth and Ware town before the Civil War aged us. The clay flats were flooded with a dream that had made us. Till between Sunset Hill and up in Pottersville, they built the station for the train to come in. With her strong heart still beating, a new song in the hills for Chesham Station. Da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da da da, da da da, da da da. With her fish scale shingles, overarching roof braces, gable end trusses, and people from faster places. And the trestles stood tall right through where the kingfisher still call. The train would come in. With her strong heart still beating. 57 years to Chesham Station. With her strong heart still beating, leaving us all here at Chesham Station.